right, so just settling in to check in with your body. Make sure your feet are hip width apart. Relax those arms down to your side. Feel yourself rooted in through your feet. Almost imagine tree roots growing out through the bottom of your feet down into the earth beneath you, anchoring you. And then feel your spine and your body rise up in the opposite direction, creating space. Imagine space between within your knee joints, space in your hip joints, space through your spine, through your neck, allowing your shoulders to soften and just hang loosely at your side. Just gently rock side to side. So within that length, try to invite some softness. Good. You can soften your knees slightly so they're not locked out behind you. And just notice your breath. Try to invite that breath to really expand the bottom of your lungs. Try to move it from a breath breathing up here near your shoulders to a breath that allows your tummy to expand. A nice deep diaphragmatic breath. Soften the shoulders. And gently change that movement to a rotation. So you're going to just let your hands swing side to side. Nice, soft, gentle hands. Allow your gaze to move behind you as well as you rotate. Your knees just gently bent. You can draw your belly button in. Good. Slowly increasing the distance that you turn. Remembering your head to look behind you as well. Good, and then settling those arms back down in the center. Good, you can bring your hands now onto your hips. Stretch your spine nice and tall and send your hips side to side. Warming up into the sides of the hip joints here. Stretching those muscles that go over the hip. Good. We're keeping your awareness on your breath, so trying to do nice, big, slow breaths as you move. And then trying to draw a big circle with your hips. So maybe imagine your sitting bones and you've got little laser pointers pointing down towards the ground. You're trying to draw a nice, big circle. Bend your knees as much as you need. And change direction. Good, coming back to the center. We're going to take a big inhale, reaching the arms up and maybe coming up onto your toes here just to touch the ceiling. And then exhale, come all the way down, touch your fingers towards or on the ground, bending the knees, and then reach up, lengthen up nice and tall. Hands to the ceiling, reach up onto your toes. And then bend your knees, send your hips back, reaching your hands to the ground. Again, reach up, lengthen nice and tall, reach up towards the sky. And down, bend the knees, graze your fingers to the ground. Reach up nice and tall. Good, lift the heels if you can. And come all the way down. Good. All right, shake everything out. I'm going to put a little song on just because it's spring day. And we're going to do our warm-up to the Beach Boys. And let me take it to the beginning. Hopefully you can hear the music. All right, so we're going to move our hips side to side. And move your arms forward and back. Good. Now we're going to go side to side. Open and close the arms. Bending your foot up towards your hips. Good, sitting that nice space to the front of the shoulder. Good, you're gonna bring legs up and down in front of you. And roll your arms side to side. You're marching and rolling. Side to side. Good, we're gonna now open and close the arms and legs. Little bit of coordination. Swiveling on your heels. Good. You're going to take one leg in and out. Heels up towards the sky. Tap your, toes towards the sky. Tap your heel on the ground. Open those arms up. Good. Going. Well done. Shake it out. Okay. Little bit of a taster for a class in a few weeks' time. We will do full use music for the full class. Okay, we're going to just warm up the legs a little bit more before we do the first test. So widen your legs nice and wide. Going to bend the knees and allow your hips to sink down between the legs. And then open the arms out to the side. Good, so keeping your thumbs pointing towards the ceiling, palms open facing me. We're going to do little circles backwards through the arms. So try to draw your tailbone down to the ground, the crown of your head up to the ceiling, spine nice and long, belly button drawn in towards your spine. Good, big circles backwards. Keeping that neck drawn in, your chin drawn in towards your throat, so your neck is long. Good, and then circles forward. Warming up the shoulder muscles. Good, then bring those hands onto your hips, draw the elbows back to you, opening through the front of the chest. Bend the knees a little bit more and straighten up. Bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. Keep the chest nice and wide. Bend and straighten. Good, trying to get space in the hip joints. Opening up through those joints. Good. For another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, tummy in, 3, 2, and 1, coming all the way up. Very nice. Okay, so coming to our assessment form, we're coming to number 2 to do a push-up. So you're going to try and do your maximum number of full push-ups. So it's not a timed test. You're just going to count how many you can do. You can choose your surface level. So you'll see number 1 is the wall. Number 2 is a tabletop. Number 3 is a chair. Number 4 is the floor. So depending on which one you did last time, stick with that and try to increase your repetitions or see if you can beat your repetitions. Choose the surface you want to use. Whichever surface you're using, your hands need to be just a little bit more than shoulder width apart. And your body needs to stay dead straight. So try not to have the bum up in the air. So your feet, hips, shoulders in a nice straight line. And then you're going to lower just to elbow height, not beyond that. So same thing, if you have your hands on the wall, you're going to stick your feet a little further away from the wall and lower your body towards the wall. That's one full push-up. So down to elbow height and fully extend, that's one. Okay, so choose which surface you feel is suitable for you to start at. And the maximum you want to be able to do is 8 to 10. If you can do 8 to 10 at that surface, then you will be ready to move to a easier surface. So a tabletop or the floor. All right, so you can go in your own time. Make sure your posture is supported, and you're going to bend at the elbows, straighten the elbow. That's one full push-up. Count how many you can do before you lose your posture. Maybe if you can't do the chair, you can start on the wall. It's a good place to start. Vanessa. Thank you. Right hands. And up and down. Make sure your carpet doesn't slip underneath you. Okay, so when you've done your maximum amount that you can manage before your posture gives in, then you can write that amount down. Okay. So Mark, you could probably next time do a lower surface because it looked like you did more than 10 there. So if you can, it's a nice guide to know if you can do 10 at a certain surface, then challenge yourself by going down to a lower surface next time. All right, so write down those amounts for yourselves. No, lower surface in terms of, so when I say lower surface, this would be a higher surface, and then a lower surface would be the seat of a chair. That would be another way to make it harder, and then going down towards the floor. All right, we might do some push-up posture work next week. It's such a beneficial exercise, but it's really important that the posture is all right. So we'll work on that a little bit. Okay, we're going to go now to number 8. So we did all the other ones yesterday on Wednesday. So number 8, you're going to need to find a visual point. So this is where you're going to need your press stick. Put your press stick on a wall at hip height. So stand near a wall where you can measure your hip height and put your press stick as a marker on that wall. Or you can use, if your chair is exactly that height, you can use that as a visual marker. So we're going to be marching in place, and you're going to count how many times your right knee, can come up above that press stick marker. So find your marker, your place. Okay, now you're going to be marching, alternating your legs, but you're only going to count your right leg. And only if it gets higher than that marker, so higher than your hip height. I'm going to time you for 30 seconds. So I'll tell you when the 30 seconds is over, and you're going to count how many, you're going to write down how many times your right leg went above that marker. Everyone ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And stop. Well done. Stop. Write down how many times your right leg went up above that point. Good. Okay, so now the next one is a flexibility test, the two ones right at the bottom, number 9 and 10. So you're going to need your ruler and your chair. We're going to be measuring, so we'll start with a stretch to warm up this flexibility a little bit first, and then we're going to measure it. So sitting in your chair, have your ruler handy. I left mine. I'm just going to use this as an indicator. Okay, so before we use the ruler, we're going to stretch through these muscles. So sitting right at the edge of your chair, have your left leg bent so that your knee is 90 degrees and your foot is firmly placed on the floor. Straighten your right leg out in front of you. And now we're going to fold forward and reach your arms down towards your feet. You can maybe reach to your knee or your shin or your ankle or your toes. Take a deep breath in and sit up again. Exhale, reach down. You can tuck your chin in here for a little stretch for your nervous system. And then inhale, come up. One more time, exhale, reach down. And inhale, come up. Good. Now the next one we're going to do is to test the distance, but this time I want you to make sure your spine is long. So you're not going to round the upper back. Keep the spine long. Fold forward from the hips. So with your ruler in your hand, you're going to measure the distance with an extended arm, the distance from the end of your finger, your longest finger, to the tip of your big toe. So hold your ruler, reach it forward, keep that spine long, and measure the distance between the tip of your finger and your big toe. Hold it there for 3 counts. See if you can go a little bit further. And then bring your ruler up and take that distance. So the distance between the top of your finger and your big toe. I hope that makes sense and you can write down that distance. We're going to do it just now in a different position because just so you can see the difference. Okay, so once you've written that down, we'll do the other side. Measuring hamstring flexibility and flexibility through the pelvis. All right, so the other side, we're going to warm up again. So place your right foot on the floor, bend knee, straighten the left leg out in front of you. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, reach forward as low as you can go. Tuck the chin in. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, reach forward. Inhale, up tall. Exhale, reach forward. If you can tuck your chin in there, notice how it feels through the rest of your body by tucking the chin in. And then inhale, come up. Good, now grabbing your ruler again, so this time keeping the spine straight, folding only from the hips. Reach towards the big toe and measure that distance between your finger and the toe. And come up slowly. And you can write down that distance for the left leg. Okay. Good. Now we're going to measure one more. Again, you're going to need your ruler. So first we're going to warm up and stretch the shoulders. So bring your hands out behind your body. Interlace your fingers, reach the knuckles towards the ground. We're going to do a series of some nice shoulder stretches here before we do the actual test. Reach those knuckles to the ground. Draw the shoulder blades together behind your back. Taking a deep breath in. Try to feel into the space that you're creating across the front of your chest here. And out. Get another deep breath in. And out. Good, now bring your knuckles to one side of your body. Okay? So we're going to bring those interlaced hands to one side. And then take your ear towards the elbow that's sticking out. So stretching along the neck and the top of the shoulder. Nice, deep, slow breaths. Just inviting space and flexibility. This neck shoulder area takes a lot of strain for all of us. It's always good to give it a little bit of TLC. Gently bring your head back to the center. And then release the arms and take them over to the other side. And then gently take the ear towards that side. Good. Don't know if you can hear the chaos next door here. Gently bring the head back to the center and let the arms come down. Good, then we're going to open your arms out. So keep your elbows tucked in close to your side and try to reach your backs of your hands back as far as you can. So you're trying to externally rotate the shoulder. Tiny little shoulder muscles that wrap around the front of the shoulder, trying to open those up. Good, squeeze the shoulder blades together here. And relax. Good, soften that down. Good, then bring one hand up towards the sky and reach that hand behind your back. Just touch between, like you're trying to reach between the shoulder blades. Take a deep breath here. And exhale, bring that arm down. Other side, inhale, reach the arm up, reach behind your head. Good, elbow reaching towards the sky. Big inhale. And exhale, bring the arm down. Good, now gently taking the right arm again, bring it behind your body and try to reach to between the shoulder blades from the bottom. As high as you can go. Be gentle with your shoulder, so it does bring it into an internal rotation, which sometimes can cause pinching in the front of the shoulder, so listen to your body. So taking a deep breath in there. Exhale slowly, gently release. Then the other side, bringing that hand behind your body, reaching it up in between the shoulder blades. One side might feel very different to the other. Good, and gently release down. Good, give them a shake. Right, so now to do the measurement, we're going to be bringing right hand up over the top and the left hand underneath. So you want to try and touch your fingers to one, or not, you don't want to try and touch your fingers to one another. You want to measure the distance between your fingers. If they can touch, then the amount is 0. If they can't touch, you're going to take your ruler in the top hand and then your place the end of the ruler on your very longest fingertip of the bottom hand so that you can measure the distance between your fingertips. So your bottom hand is going to be the base. You're going to put your ruler right on the tip of the bottom finger. See if I'm in the right position here. And then the top hand is going to slide as far down the ruler as it can. So that long middle finger is going to be your indicator on the ruler what the distance is between your fingers. And slowly, once you feel you've got your measurement, hold on to your right hand, hold on to that ruler, bring it out, and then you can take the measurement on there and write that down. That'll go on in the column where it says the right arm is above. And then the same will be for the other side. So your right hand will come below, left hand above. The right fingers will be the base. Allow your ruler to touch the top finger. And then the upper arm, the left arm, you're going to slide those fingers down the ruler while the ruler is touching the other hand. Find your the furthest you can go, and then fix your middle finger onto the ruler on the left hand. Slowly release everything and write down that measurement. That's on your ruler. Good. Okay. Well done, everyone. If there are any questions or confusion, please let me know. We can go back to them next week if we need. All right, so we're going to do a nice stretch now. I'm sure you've felt some stiffness through these shoulders, especially with that kind of a stretch. So we're going to do a nice neck shoulder stretch against the wall. If you don't have a nice wall space, you can also do it on the floor. So I'll demonstrate both, but I'm just going to turn my camera here towards an empty wall. So you're going to bring your back against the wall, your feet about 30 centimeters away from the wall. And we're going to tuck your pelvis in so that your lower back is flat against the wall here. And then place your arms flat against the wall as well, palms facing forward. Tuck your chin in and press the back of your head against the wall. And you're going to slide your arms up as far as they can go without losing contact to get a stretch through the shoulders. So if you don't have a wall space, you can do it lying down. Let me just see if you've all got a wall space. Then I won't do the lying down one. Mark, doesn't look like you've got a wall space there, so you can do it in lying. Gives you this exact same effect. On your back, press your lower back into the ground, chin tucked in, and you're going to slide your arms up and down. So trying to keep contact through the shoulder, contact with the wall, or contact with the floor. And just trying to feel for yourself a range of motion that feels comfortable within that shoulder range. And then right at the very edge where it starts to feel like everything's tight and pulling, try to soften there. Try to take a deep breath in. And then exhale, bring the arms back down. Good, so keep going up and down slowly. Try to invite those muscles to let go. So using the floor or the wall as a surface to prevent the shoulders from rolling forward, just to really stretch through the front of those shoulder joints. Good. Actively pressing your arm into the surface so that you're activating the muscles through the back of the shoulder. Good, and come down. Good, you can move away from the wall and turn to face the wall. So no, Mark, you're on the floor. You can probably find a surface now on the wall where you don't need so much empty space. We're going to bring the hands onto the wall, having them at about shoulder height and shoulder distance apart. Step your feet back so that you're at a bit of an angle. And then gently walk the hands a little higher Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, try to send your hips back and let your upper body sink down towards the wall. So we often do this stretch with our hands on the back of a chair. We're just changing the angle here a little bit. So you can play around with taking the hands higher or having them lower. Feel what feels good. So we're trying to get a nice stretch through the front of the chest and front of the body. Trying to invite your spine to melt down through the arms, opening through the chest and the spine. Good. Nice, deep, slow breaths. Exhale. Sink a little bit lower. Big inhale. And exhale, sink lower. Good, then lengthen your spine back up. Bring your hands now so that they are shoulder height and shoulder distance apart. You can make your feet shoulder width apart as well. Keep the pressure through your hands onto the wall, so stretching through the wrists there. And then lift the heels up and down. So you're going to lift your heels, squeeze through your thigh muscles. So we're going up and down with both heels. Keep the spine nice and long. Try and have your body at a bit of an angle so that you're leaning against the wall. Good. Tummy muscles drawn in nice and tight. Draw your chin in towards your throat. Your spine is long. And keep going up and down for another 30 seconds. So waking up those calf muscles. Depending on the height of your wrists, you're getting a little mobilization through your wrists without too much pressure through them. Lifting your heels up and down. Keep going. Good. For another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Slowly coming out of that position. Good. Okay. Coming now back to the mat. All right, we're going to widen our legs out to the side. Turn one knee towards the right. So let's turn your right knee towards the right. And then turn your left foot towards me so that your feet, if they drew a line together, they'd be perpendicular to each other. Bend the front knee so that your knee is just above your ankle, not beyond it. Good. All right, so that's your nice strong base. Bring your hands onto your hips. Try to turn your hips a little bit more towards the front to stretch through into the hip. Good. And now reach the hands up towards the sky. Good, so try to settle into this position. We're going to be here a little while. Feel your legs holding you firmly. Try to press your feet into the ground. And see if you can try and imagine trying to slide your feet towards one another along the mat. So just creating a strong contraction of the inner thigh muscles. Draw your belly button in. Feel your spine lengthening up. Your hands are strong, fingertips reaching to the sky. Lots of strength. Squeeze the thigh of the back leg to support you firmly. Good. Maybe look up towards your hands. Flare the fingers. And then exhale. Bring your hands down. Maybe reach your hands towards the front knee. Maybe towards the floor. And then inhale, come back up into standing. Bring your hands onto your hips. Turn both feet forward to face me. You can turn your toes in just a tiny bit. Squeeze these thigh muscles nice and tight. Now keeping your legs straight, gently fold forward. Keep your spine long. Gently fold forward towards the ground. So keeping that spine like a tabletop. Keep your hands on your hips. Reach your elbows back, keep the chin tucked in. Stretching through the inner thigh here and the back of the body, as well as activating those strong spinal muscles to keep your spine long and strong. Good, then draw the belly button in, come upright. Turn your left leg now away from the right leg. And we're going to bend the front knee so that your knee is above the ankle. Try to turn your hips just a little bit more towards the front leg, towards the left leg. Feeling that bit of a stretch through the hips. And then rising your arms up towards the sky. Sinking into your legs, nice strong, firm base. Squeeze this back thigh muscle, holding your legs strongly. Try to imagine sliding your feet in towards one another and feel if you can feel that sort of subtle contraction of the inner thigh muscles. Squeeze the belly button. Maybe look up at your hands. Your hands are animated, nice flared fingers reaching to the ceiling. Go and take a deep breath in here. And as you exhale, float your hands down, reach towards the knee or the shin or the floor. And then come all the way back up. Good, coming back to the center. And you can bring your feet back together. Good, we're going to take one leg out to the side. Find your balance there, so one leg off the ground. And your balance. Good, and now tap it across this leg. And take it out to the side. Tap across. Take it to the side. So trying to stay really stable on that standing leg. Tap it across. And out. Tap across. And out. Good. Tap it across, but now you can place it down so your legs are crossed. So just check which leg you've got in front. Whichever that one is, you're going to turn towards that side. So bring your hands together at the center of your body so you can feel the center. And then turn that whole center towards that side. So you won't go very far because your legs are already in a gentle twist. But just inhale, lengthen the spine, press the palms together, and exhale, try to rotate your body towards the front leg. Good. Big inhale. And exhale, come back to the center. Release the hands down and untwist the legs. Let's take the other leg now out to the side. And tap across. Out to the side. And tap across. So challenging your balance by moving the position of your leg. But also just challenging the position of where your hips are. We tend to kind of be in very linear positions a lot. It's nice to give our hips the opportunity to cross over on that line, to twist and to rotate, as long as we're mindful while we're doing it. Good. Good, now place that leg on the floor, so your legs are twisted. Nice long spine, bring your hands back to the center of your body, pressing your palms in towards each other. So activating that core muscle, pull the belly button in, and then turn in the direction of front leg, where it comes from. You can turn your head here as well to look behind you. Belly button in, nice and strong. Inhale to lengthen everything. And exhale to go a little further perhaps. And inhale. Exhale, gently unravel back to the center. Good, you can really untwist your legs, shake them out. Bring your hands together and interlace your fingers. Reach your knuckles to the ground in front of you, and then reach those arms up like you try to imprint your palms onto the ceiling. Feel the stretch through the fingertips, the forearms, Try to slide your shoulder blades down your back, so keeping those shoulders away from the ears. Space between the shoulders and the ears and the neck, nice long neck. Maybe look up towards your hands if that feels okay for your neck. And then as you exhale, make a big wide circle through those arms, reaching them back and around and all the way down. Good. Give them a little shake. And bring your feet together. Imagine you zipping up a zip in the center of your body. Have your hands down at your side and just close your eyes for a moment. If that's too much of a balance challenge, you can open your legs out a little bit. Feel that zipped up, belly button in. And see if you can feel a sensation of deep strength holding you, but softness in the neck and the shoulders and the fingertips. You can swallow to let go of any tension in your throat. You can smile to let go of any tension in your face. And take a deep, slow breath, feeling your chest and your belly rise and fall. Another deep breath. And last one. And out. Good. Open your eyes, widen your legs, reach your arms up to the ceiling, make yourself as big and wide as you can. Good. As I'm standing like this, I'm remembering years ago reading a study that they did. People that stood like this in this kind of warrior position for a certain amount of minutes a day, it actually releases hormones in your head, like endorphins, that make you feel happier. So give it a try. It's good for us. Good. Last big breath in, hands together, clap them together, and exhale, let go. Come down. Good. Well done, everybody. Thank you so much. Next week will be a nice, deep, slow, juicy stretching week. So we look forward to that. And then after that, we're back into all our strengthening work. So have a lovely spring day. Bye.